Hello and congratulations to everyone. You know, Dean Hess, that was nice of you. Now, this is true. He said, Hatley, you got 15 minutes. Now I'll let you know when to start. I'll let you know. You used to do like they do in the old Baptist church. Come tap me on the shoulder and say, it's time for you to sit down. Everyone has used the term, the journey. And it's interesting. My topic to you today is the journey continues. It continues. Through the class of 2022, their families, friends, President Kiel, Dean Hess, the other deans, faculty, fellow physicians, and guests, I am pleased, humbled, and honored to have been asked by the class of 2022 to be the keynote speaker on this special occasions. Congratulations on a significant milestone in your life, completion of medical school. It's a tough haul, but you all have done it, and have done it well. You are embarking now on your next amazing journey, residency. Don't let anyone tell you, residency is fun. But during residency, there will be 3 constants in your residency. 1, change. 2, the truth. And 3, choices. Life is about making choices. The residency you have chosen will bring happiness, frustrations, challenges, moments of profound intellectual stimulation, and deep satisfaction. There will be moments of discouragement and at times feeling completely overwhelmed. The path you have chosen requires evaluation of both your professional and personal goals. Any career impacts personal lifestyle to some extent. If you're going to have joy, health, and a long, successful career that you truly enjoy, you need to know what motivates, encourages, supports, and inspires you. Whether it is your faith, family, friends, or health. And someone brought up about your calling. If you have able to tap into the notion of a calling, which would be fantastic, you will be fortunate indeed. It holds the key to a long, fruitful career. Pursue your calling with enthusiasm, commitment, and kindness. This leads to fulfillment, contentment, and a sense of accomplishment. People have asked me, how do you know you got that calling? You'll know. You'll know. Because when you do the little things, just like you do the big things. You know, sometimes we think, like in the OR, helping moving the patient, cleaning up the floor. Those are the little things. You think the big thing is just the operation, but when you do the little things, just like you do the big things, you're gonna say, hey, and you do it with the same gusto and enthusiasm, you know you reach your calling. There's a great book by Admiral William H. McRaven. While you have a little time, read this. It's called Make Your Bed. And it's a fascinating story. This guy was a Navy SEAL. Read that, and I think that'll get you even more ready for your residency. Don't feel trapped or confined by a choice you made early on. If you decided you wanted to do surgery and realized after 2 years, this is not for me, change. That's what I'm telling you, you will have change. Change, because you got to love what you're doing and love how you do it. Love what you're doing and love how you're doing. Your residency is teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. You will be tackling more and more complex problems which require input and help from many people with distinct expertise. And the patients are more complex. Everything is more complex. Some days you will lead, and some days you will follow. Your teammates will aid you on your journey. Respect every teammate, every team member equally. From the janitor to the top caregiver, give them the exact same respect. And for you Georgia fans, that means treat the top dog, I think it's D-A-W-G, just like you treat everyone else. Keep something in mind. The physician doesn't save lives, the team. Use Georgia again. The quarterback didn't win that national championship. The team won that national championship. Residency is a journey, not a destination. Be resilient and persevere during tough times. It is essential that you take care of yourself. Prevent burnout. Prevent asking yourself if you are doing the right thing. Have no doubts. Doubts and fears have killed more dreams than failure ever have. No doubts. During residency, you need balance in your life. There are 4 key components to have balance in your life. And you can put them in whatever order you want. But it's work, family, spirituality, and your health. The question is asked, well, how do you keep balance? I'm gonna give you a few suggestions. 1, manage your mind. Your thoughts control your life. There is a battle in your brain 24 hours a day. I mean, it's just working all the time. This battle, you will struggle. And you'll sit there and say, well, I won't. You're gonna struggle between right and wrong. If you always do the right thing, you won't have to struggle with that. You're never wrong doing the right thing. It often takes courage and integrity. Colin was talking about integrity last night, and I said, well, I'll leave that alone because he's gonna hear a little bit more about it today. The supreme quality of a physician is unquestionable integrity. That's doing the right thing when no one else is watching. Integrity. There's a battle between good and bad. There is never a bad time to do good. Show compassion. Show kindness. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. What happens with these battles when you keep struggling with them? It just causes mental fatigue. You don't need mental fatigue. If you do the right thing, do good, you won't get that mental fatigue. Because when you go home at night, take your shower, you're gonna say, what a good day. Now, are all days gonna be good? As my colleague says, some days you're gonna do everything you can, but the patient's not gonna do well. But you have done good. The mind is a key to peace and happiness. A managed mind leads to tranquility. You need to find tranquility within yourself. You aren't gonna find tranquility for someone else or anything else. It's got to be something within here. A managed mind leads to confidence. A managed mind leads to strength, security, and serenity. 2, take care of your body. This is our temple. This is our temple. Eat properly. Nothing wrong with getting your McDonald's and your other stuff and having your, I know a nice little lady that says fruit comes in wine is nothing but a liquefied fruit. You could have that. You could have that every now and then. But eat well. Energize, recharge yourself as much as you charge your cell phones. You know how y'all with the cell phones, every computer, you popping one in there, so keep yourself recharged. Get adequate rest. And what is adequate rest? Rest for one person Adequate for one person is going to be different from another. One person might need 4 hours, but someone else might need 8. Get adequate rest. Exercise. Now, what you need to do, get yourself a good schedule. And if you can't average exercising 30 minutes a day over a 2-week period, get your life back in balance. That means you're getting out of whack. That causes stress. You need to get your life in balance. You got to exercise. That keeps the mind intact. If you keep the mind intact, everything else will follow. Spirituality. We all have a spirit, which is the non-physical part of a person, which is the seat of emotion and character. It's a seat of emotion and character. Keep your spirit upbeat. Don't let nothing or no one break your spirit. Nothing or no one break your spirit. Because you're going to be tested. You will be tested. Just as your body requires a balanced diet, the spirit needs a regular intake of prayer, meditation, scripture, self-examination, and confession. You need someone that you could say, I want to tell you something. Have someone hold you accountable. We all need accountability. Have someone hold you. Your best friend, your mom, your dad, someone that you feel I can confess to, and they're going to listen to you. Spirituality and ethics are an integral part in the care of your patients. You need to see beyond the mere science and incorporate the art of medicine. Whenever the art of medicine is loved, there is also love of humanity. And Hippocrates said that a long time ago. Do not compromise the doctor-patient relationship. That's going to be hard sometimes because you're thinking about, I want to get home, I got to do my EMRs. For y'all, that's electronic medical records. And while the patient is talking to you, your back is to the patient and you working. Think about this. Suppose your significant other, you talking to them and your back is to them. What would you think? Somebody tell me, what would you think? You wouldn't like that. You say that's total disrespect. That's what patients think. Look them eye to eye. Talk with them. And I know in this age of COVID and all these things, sometimes, and that's where the art of medicine comes in, sometimes just touching a hand, when you're giving them information, putting a hand on the shoulder, that's the art of medicine. And you say, well, how do I know that? That's the art. You will know it. You will feel it. You will know when you need to touch someone. And they were very accepting of that, to give them a hug. We're getting away from that. We want to pull that back in. Your spirit will be enriched by each and every patient you care for. I'm sure my colleagues up here can tell you about patients they took care of back in medical school. They still feel it in their heart. And when you get a chance, you ask any of them, they'll tell you. I'll tell you about this patient back in 1975, and you're thinking, 75? I wasn't even born in 1975. A great theologian had an acronym, HALT, H-A-L-T, which your spirit during your residency and life will be challenged and tested. You're going to ask me, what does HALT stand for? H, hungry. A, angry. L, lonely. T, tired. It's not if those things are going to happen to you in your residency, it's when. And it happens in every relationship that we have. Now, that's trying to beat you down. But the fruit of the Spirit will keep you upbeat. That will keep you upbeat. Let me give you the fruit of the Spirit. You notice I didn't say the fruits, not a plural, the fruit. You can't pick out what you want to pick out. You want to take it all. Love, that's a behavior. And I think when my other colleagues talked about taking care of the weak, taking care of broken people, loving the unlovable, because you aren't going to like all your patients, and they're going to test you. But when you know how to love the unlovable, it makes everything better, because that enriches your spirit. Joy, putting another's welfare ahead of your own. Peace, when you're doing the right thing, when you go home at night, you feel good. It's not much better feeling. Patience, I'm still working on that. So I'm gonna give you all a shot. Start now. Patience, it will be tested. Kindness and goodness. Sometimes we think that's very easy to do, but when you're under stress, as Dr. Ray used to say, the boogeyman will come at you sometime. And these are things, when you incorporate all these, it'll make it better. Faith, gentleness, a calm answer turns back anger, and self-control. Think about it. When the halt drops in your life, think about these, the fruit of your spirit. The fruit of the Spirit is contagious. I promise you, if someone see you acting a certain way, your colleagues, your peers, and other workers in the world is watching you. Everything you do, someone is watching you. As a result of a good spirit, you experience the following benefits. You will get tired, but you will not burn out. You may experience distress, but will not get desperate. You will not become overwhelmed with discouragement or obstacles, knowing that the Spirit within you will enable you. But one of the biggest things is joy and peace in times of trials and tribulations. Self-care is essential. Take care of yourself. Otherwise, you aren't no good to anyone else. Take care of yourself. I want to leave you with a few thoughts here in closing. Make time for life, enriching things, and do it now. Keep fun in your life. Spend time with your family. Spend time with your friends. Setting priorities is not a compromise, but a choice. Now, people with children, you listen to this well. People with children, I'll tell you what I want you to go home and do. How many of y'all know what a record player is? Y'all know what a record player is. I want you to go home, get the record player out, ask your grandparents, maybe some of y'all's parents. There's a great song. It's called Cats in the Cradle. How many of the grandparents know about Cats in the Cradle? Come on, let me hear something. Cats in the Cradle. It's about Henri Charbonnier. And Cat Stevens also sang it. But if you don't listen to it, read the words. They're so powerful. This song was written in 1974. And if you have a record player, and for you all who don't know, they used to have these records, they put them on 45s, and then they had 33s. When you're sitting there having one of your favorite beverages, you put that Cats in the Cradle on and hear the crackling from as it's going around the turntable, they call it, going around that turntable, you hear that crackling. It's nothing like it. Here, come on, somebody tell me. Am I telling the truth? Hold on, am I telling the truth? You know, we got all that fancy stuff with what is that, Pandora and all that sounds clear. But until you hear the good crackling of that music, it's nothing like it. Absolutely nothing like it. But in all seriousness, listen to that song, Cats in the Cradle, and listen to it. You don't want to wind up like that. Listen to it, though. Someone else brought this up. I think, whoever brought this up, I think they took my paper and they started reading it. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. You could be the smartest person in here, but if you go in there with a lousy attitude, you won't see them again. Good manners and a good attitude will open doors that the best education cannot. Good manners and a good attitude will open up doors that the best education cannot. Embrace change. Be flexible. Is my man Kevin in here? I want you to flow like water. Flow. The water will make that change. Well done is better than well said. Excellence of performance will transcend artificial barriers created by man. If you're good at what you do, they don't care what you look like or nothing else. They're gonna come to you. Your academic achievements, job positions, or financial success may get you recognized by others, but it is the quiet work you do in the lives of people that will live long after you're gone. What will you be remembered for? The truly educated never graduate, never stop learning, never stop asking questions. Dream big and be bigger doers of your dream. Dreams that come into reality. Imagine the impossible and do it. And I have another favorite song. I know the folks over 60, I know they know this one. John Lennon wrote this song in 1971. Imagine. Great song. Again, when you have one of your nice beverages, put that song on. Listen to it. It is so important in your career and in the world today. Perhaps some days things will not be going so perfectly for you as they are today. A great little book, it'll take you all of 15 minutes. When you come home one night, the attendant been chewing your tail all day. Now you're gonna get chewed, I promise you. That's all part of the business, but you just take it. That's called resilience. But you go home and you pull this little book out called Jonathan Livingston Seagull by Richard Bach. This will just raise your spirits up. Be prepared to be accountable for everything you do. Be prepared to welcome your patients' participation in decisions about their care. Establish positive, good relationships. Don't forget, medicine is an art as well as a science. I wish you all great success in your residency. For personal growth and lifelong friendships, which makes your residency such a rewarding, wonderful time as your journey continues. Work hard, have fun, live your best life, keep joy and creativity in that whole sphere. I thank the class of 2022, President Kiel, Dean Hess, for the privilege to be a part of this very memorable occasion. Thank you.